the kind you wear a tie. Button up from 9 to 5. I tried that life but said goodbye. I'm not always polite, but I get the job done. Who says that work can never be fun? I'm simply unprofessional. Simply unprofessional.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Unprofessional. I'm your host, Webby. Join me tonight. We got Rob.
Hey, everybody, it's Rob.
And we got B again.
Hello, it's B.
B.
The B.
I know you've done these before with Rob. Is this the first time you've been on SU with me as well?
Other than in a stream.
Other
yeah,
than
I've done it in a stream.
That's right.
Because you hate me and don't invite me to things.
That is not true. I
will write a list.
You know, everyone is always welcome. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? I'm throwing my hands up. I don't know what else to do. Anyway, we're going to be talking about... I don't know. What was the suggestion you had earlier, B? We're going to be talking a little bit about the Christmas stream that's happening. By the time you guys are listening to this, our Christmas 24-hour live stream is going to be tomorrow, which will be Saturday, December 3rd, starting at noon Eastern, going into Sunday, December 4th, ending at noon Eastern. So we can talk a little bit about that. I have the schedule pulled up for it. And then B had the idea of going around and sharing some of our favorite DM moments, or you said getting
hopefully
festive.
You guys have some. Yeah, it's the time of giving, and so I thought we could give to each other to the audience our favorite things about Distractions Media and our friends and
the community as a
favorite
whole.
moments, and the community that we pretend to care about. And
I have hated every moment of
literally
Distractions.
Well, I was gonna say I heard you guys had some positive ones because I don't. I just got a list of grievances to go through. If that's all right with you. Like I was just planning on sitting here and just spending like an hour just talking about all the things that make me really angry.
At the top of the page in giant letters just says John.
John in giant letters at the top. Yeah, he's up there. What else is up there?
So I feel like you and Rob.
Stuff.
Whoa! Also,
that's up there too.
We invite you to stuff like yesterday. You're like, God, no, I have a job to do. I have to go make a living.
They messaged me and I was like, play with you? I could go make money instead. Why would I play games with you? Duh. Bye.
Also, I will say, Rob needs to ask you for advice, B, as far as his microphone, how to alter the sensitivity, because if I speak too loud, it comes through his microphone back through my headset.
I can show him how to do that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's really what you want, isn't it? You really want to hear you 3 or 4 times going back through the headphones multiple times. Yeah.
So yeah, let's start with the schedule. That way people know what we're playing. Again, we'd love for everybody to come out and hang out with us, spend as much time as you can. Pop in and just say hi. You can yell at me for not inviting B to SUs more often.
Yep. You can.
So
rude.
Our introduction at noon, we usually start with an introduction of some fashion where we all just kind of sit around and shoot the shit. For like, I don't know, it's supposed to be like an hour or something, but I feel like we need to like cut that down to like half hour, because there's only so much that we can talk about at the beginning. So
it does take a little. I mean, the thing is, right, I'm just going to throw this out there. Hopefully John doesn't listen to this one. He will. He is going to listen to it because he makes notes. I don't know if you know, but last time I was on, he sat and made notes. He made notes about all the things I said that were wrong, everything that I said that was incorrect. He tweeted me and Rob and was basically like, just so you know, you're idiots, basically, and just listed all the reasons why. So I know he's going to listen to this too, but the intro part is quite long in the Christmas streams. It's shorter in the Halloween one, but in the Christmas ones, it's quite long. But I suppose we do have the hat competition and stuff like that as well. I do believe that, in my personal opinion, that the half-an-hour intro is really more of a making sure John hasn't messed something up, and if he has, he's got half an hour to fix it.
That's fair. And I mean, as far as the hat competition goes between Rob and Tamara, we usually just do a poll in the chat, and then as we're all doing our talking and whatnot, they're just sitting there changing hats around.
Yeah. Well, sadly, there's not going to be a hat competition this year.
What?
Oh yeah, because you're not here.
Oh yeah.
You could just stare at Tamara putting on hats.
Tamara just wins by default.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that sucks. Sorry, everyone, to let you know. But Tamara's probably going to win anyway, doesn't she normally?
Well,
I won last year.
It
was my glowing rainbow noodle hat that clinched it for me.
I will be able to showcase and premiere my new festive Santa hat.
Right. Yes. Yes. You got a festive hat, which makes me very happy. Webby did get a festive hat.
Yeah.
He looks fabulous in it.
So after the introduction, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be playing Gartic Phone. So the people who have signed up for this, should I go through the people who signed up for it?
Yeah.
All right.
If you want. I mean, you don't have to. It's your podcast.
B, John, James, Iris, myself, Pershi, Fox, Tamara, Kat, and Sabrina all signed up. Again, the only reason Rob's not there, Rob's going to be missing about half the stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he has to go down to Connecticut. He has to go to a family birthday. Is it even your brother's birthday, on Saturday?
No, his is on the 20th.
Oh, so they're just doing it early and screwing you over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, I mean, I wouldn't even go down there. I'd go down there, towards the 20th. You could do
when I'm going to go on the 25th anyway.
Yeah,
for Christmas.
Yeah. Just go 2 weekends back to back.
Ugh. I am. I went on Thursday for Thanksgiving, and now I'm going on Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's right. B, have you played Gartic Phone before?
Yes.
I've
played it with Rob before, I know.
I feel like all right. So I need to know ahead of time. When we play Gartic Phone, I know there's going to be children in the stream watching the stream. Are we gonna have to behave ourselves playing Gartic Phone? Like, do I need to go PG?
It's one of those things where we're kind of like meant to, but it's one of those things where nobody does. They just can't do their own thing. But to be honest, I wouldn't say it's wildly inappropriate. I don't know about you, Rob, but I would say that we managed to make each other laugh without being disgustingly inappropriate. Like, we don't really need to be gross. I think that we just are naturally. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just hilarious. So I don't need to swear to be funny. Everybody knows this, and that's why I'm YouTuber full time, because I'm funny. I don't need help. But I know you guys rely on swearing to be funny, so it might be difficult for you.
Whoa. I do pretty good at watching my mouth in certain aspects. I'd like to think that I have some semblance of a sense of humor when I'm not swearing like a trucker.
In all seriousness, so you mean when you're just being funny like a trucker but not swearing like one?
Right.
In all seriousness, we did a Galactic Fern bit in last year's Halloween stream at the beginning, I think. Or was it Christmas? I don't remember when it was. There's a clip somewhere out there of us just dying laughing at it. There was no swearing in that, but it was just hilarious. So, I think it's just because we just draw some ridiculous things. When you basically, on one of the main things that we did on it, because there's multiple game modes, right? But one of the main ones that we did was that we basically ran through this thing where someone wrote the word of a prompt, right, Rob? Then we had the next person drew it, the next person had to write again what it was, the next person drew that,
right,
and so on. It just becomes so ridiculous that by the end, it just it's just madness. So like, it doesn't necessarily. I don't think there was really any swearing in it. I think it was just madness. To be
I
honest,
remember
I
actually. You
think
know what?
it was the summer fundraiser that we did it.
I do remember playing Gartic Phone with you now, B, because a lot of people kept drawing pictures of me with that other streamer that you used to always make fun of me for watching, but you also watched periodically.
Amaranth.
Amaranth or whatever. Was that her
Yes.
name? Yeah.
Amaranth. Yeah.
So I do remember that kind of. But like even in that there was like, they would draw stick figures with, big breasts. And that's not necessarily child friendly. That's not PG.
Right.
So I don't know if I have to like be careful with what I draw, not necessarily what I say. I'm just gonna draw a bunch of pandas everywhere. Everyone will know what I draw. It's just gonna be pandas. Pandas eating coconuts.
I think it's one of those things where it just naturally makes us really funny because we were writing things and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I can find you the clip later because I actually turned it into one of the clips that I used to use on my. I think I actually still use it actually on my channel trailer for Twitch. There's a clip somewhere where basically I think Rob or someone had drawn like a dog or something, and then I felt it was hilarious because it looked like something else, and then I drew like a goat or something, and then someone drew something else, and it just got so much worse. And by the end of it, I think it was something like human bowling ball as a jester named Matilda, and then it was you, Webby. I remember it was you who drew then Matilda holding a bowling ball. We played it together. I remember you were there, and then James. Dog going bowling or maybe holding a severed head, and we all just like died laughing over that. So yeah, I don't think necessarily has to be swearing in it for us to enjoy it. So yeah, I think it'll probably be safe, probably be family friendly.
All right,
It'll be all right.
I do really enjoy Gartic Phone. It's a lot of laughs. Moving on to the what was that 3:00 hour? I don't know how to read this schedule. 1 to 2, so that'd be 2 to 4, I guess. No, 2 to 5. Hold on.
This is where numbers become Webby's enemy.
I'm just bad at like spreadsheets. 12 to 1.
I believe in
That
you.
would be 1 to 3. And 3 to 5, we're playing Overwatch 2. That's going to be James, Iris, B, Phoenix, and myself. B, are you and me the only people who were there the entire time?
I think so. I think we are. I mean, Rob probably would have been.
Yeah, I would have been, but
yeah.
But family. And then
family.
5 to 7, we're going to be playing Jackbox party games. That's going to be B, James, John, Tamara, Iris, myself. B, you're on there twice.
I'm on what twice?
impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
This, as I said before, I mentioned this already, but I think I don't know why, but I feel like you glossed over it, and like I'm not really sure why, but as I mentioned before, I have this immense power that cannot be understated, Webby. So stop glossing over it, please.
I'm really sorry. I was trying to hide your secret idea. Obviously, you have superpowers. You can be in 2 places at once.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or in this case, you can be in the same place twice.
I am the Almighty. So yeah, pretty much.
Do you know if we have any particular Jackbox game that we're going to be playing on that, or that we're going to be trying to focus on?
I requested if we could do like either Drawful or if we could do Quiplash. Something I didn't want to play that Monster Seeking Monster game because we play it that much and it's more of a Halloweeny game and I think it's really boring.
Right.
After a while. Because like it's fun, but like it's gotten a little bit, I don't know, I feel like, because we play it a lot. So I have to do like Quiplash or Drawful. Quiplash is the one where it like brings up like a a sentence and you have to like finish it or whatever, where it's like, what do you call her, blah blah blah, and then someone's like, John's mum, that's usually what people do, and something else, and you have to pick which one's funniest. And then Drawful is the one where you have to draw something to a prompt that no one else can see, and everybody else has to guess what it is, basically.
Okay.
And then it usually results in everybody saying like ridiculous things, basically.
All right. After that, around 7 p.m., for only an hour, we're playing Roblox minigames. That is going to be you, John, James, Iris, myself, Kat, and possibly Tamara. I'm assuming you're in charge of which minigames we're going to be playing for that?
For what, sorry?
The Roblox minigames for the hour that we're playing it?
I sort of was looking into it and I was thinking, what game should we play? I really want to play something that's not boring. I guess I'll probably end up being in charge of it, yes. I think I will probably force everybody to either play some sort of horror game.
On the Christmas stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know you'll love that. Or alternatively, maybe like natural disaster survival, which I did show you a little bit of the other day. That's what I was planning on potentially doing, because it's just a fun little thing. You have to survive the disasters. I thought that could be fun.
All right.
So that's one of the ones I was thinking of.
Now, I've never played Roblox before. Well, I have very briefly. Is an hour going to be long enough for us to get into, a couple games of this? Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. I think otherwise it will make everyone lose their marbles a little bit, so it's probably for the best that it's not too long.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then from 8 to 10, we're playing Witch It, which we played on the Halloween stream. That's going to be B, James, John, Iris, myself, Tamara, Kat, and Sabrina. I really enjoyed playing this game. I thought Witch It was really fun.
I did. I enjoyed that as well, yeah. I particularly enjoyed when people yelled about the frustration of losing.
Yeah. I really liked it when we found out that we could turn, as the witches, we could turn into an actual object, not just clone an object.
Yeah.
That just became so much more fun.
Mm-hmm.
From 10 to 11, we're going to be playing Stick Fight. That's going to be B, myself, possibly Tamara, possibly Rob if he's home by then, and John. Hypothetically, have you played Stick Fight before, B?
Okay, this is a good question because I've played a game that comes to mind when you say Stick Fight, but I'm not sure if that is actually the right one. So I'm going to go and check right now for you.
Okay.
Stick Fight. Is it just literally called Stick Fight the game?
I believe so.
Yes, yeah. I do. I have played it before. I really like it. It was very fun when I played it before. So yeah, I haven't installed it.
Well, you should, because you're on it. So
yeah,
might as well install it while we're talking.
Well, just by the way, just hypothetically, no reason for asking this, but what were the games that you already said are in the schedule that we're doing?
Oh, Gardic Phone, which you don't need to install. Overwatch.
That's not why I was asking. I was asking completely hypothetically.
Oh, hypothetically. Okay, yeah. Overwatch 2, Jackbox Party Games, the Roblox mini games, Witch It, and Stick Fight is what we're up to so far.
Yeah.
So I have a hypothetical question about Stick Fight, because I've never played Stick Fight.
Yeah, go on.
So say Rob isn't back for that one.
Yeah.
And say Tamara decides that she's busy with her schoolwork or whatever, because she has a question mark next to her name. Then it's just going to be me, you, and John.
Well, it's actually maximum of 4 people anyway.
Okay.
So it would be a thing where we had to switch people in and out. You can play it with 3.
So I feel like if it ends up being just me, you, and John, it's just going to end up being me and you pummeling John into the ground and then turning around and trying to kill each other.
John is just gonna love this episode. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's gonna love this. This episode should be called the John Hate Cast. No, yeah, it is. That is what it's going to be like. Yeah. Except you aren't teamed. You are all solo. So
Right, but
I
I
will
feel like you
also
and
be
I would
pummeling
just.
you.
Well, yeah, but I feel like we're just gonna have an understanding that we're gonna pummel John first, just so we know
Then
he doesn't win.
and then we pummel each other after.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Good point. Good. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Good. Don't tell John though. Like we don't want him to know that beforehand,
no.
right?
And
Like,
when I name this
surprise
episode the John Hatecast, he won't listen.
he will. Yeah, exactly. Because he'll think, I'm not listening to that because it must just be. Oh no, actually, he'll probably think it's like reverse psychology. Oh, they've named it that to get me to listen to it, so I'm not going to listen to it.
Yeah, see, that's even better.
Yeah, so yeah, he's not gonna listen to this one. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna be all right.
And
then we'll just surprise pummel him from behind, like surprise attack, mugged, kind of thing.
And then from 11 to 1, we have our SU trivia challenge, our hot sauce challenge.
Don't forget to install your SU.
Yeah. That one's going to be John, B, myself, possibly Tamara, Kat, possibly Rob if he's back, and then if not, Avalos is going to step in for him.
Yeah.
Rob is going to potentially host it if he is back early enough, because he will not participate in another hot sauce challenge since the eye incident.
Right.
What year was that again? The eye incident of
that was like
2019, was it?
3 years ago now? 4 maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, there was an incident, wasn't there? Does everybody know the incident? Everyone who listens to your podcast, I assume, do they know the incident?
I mean, we've talked about it before, but if you're new to listening, Rob participated in a hot sauce challenge with us, and then with sauce on his hands, decided to rub his eye.
And now he wears an eye patch.
Yep.
And has a glass eye.
Yep.
So moral of the story, kids, don't put spicy food in your eyes. Because Rob lost his eye, and now he's one-eyed Rob, and that's what everyone calls him.
So, Rob.
Strangely enough, that's not the reason we call him that, but we can't discuss that. We're not at liberty to talk about it. We're still tied up in legal issues.
Yeah, the SU lawyers say
we're not allowed to discuss.
Shut the fuck up. That's what the SU lawyers always tell us.
That's what they said on the email this morning.
Yeah. So, Rob, assuming that you're back in time to host this, it's just me and B right now.
Right.
And you. Can you give us, a little taste of a question of what to expect? So, I mean, if me and B have a little bit of an edge over, say, John or them, then
well, if John listens to this, he'll have the same edge that you have.
He won't listen.
So
to this.
He's not going to listen to it. We've established this already.
Right. Okay.
Kat might listen to it, but
no, she's not going to. We're going to call it the Cat. I'm going to message her before and be like, listen, don't listen to the most recent episode because we said some really horrible things about you and it'll really ruin your confidence. Don't listen to it. So she won't either. We're good. We're fine.
All right. I have 4. So far, I have 4 categories of questions. I'm going to come up with a 5th. But if you want, I can give you one question out of each one and see what you guys think.
How about B picks one category, I'll pick one category, and you give us one question from those.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I can go research the answer for the stream.
All right. One category is all about SU. The second category is English to English translations.
Yeah.
Third category is bad movie descriptions. And the last category so far is riddle me this.
All right, so B, you're the special guest. I'll let you choose a category first.
I'll go English to English translations.
Okay. Pick a number 1 to 10.
7.
Well, this one's kind of easy. Americans say French fries. What do the British say?
Oh, I know that one.
Am I answering it? Okay, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you see, while obviously it is chips, you have to be really. You might catch someone else out with that because someone might accidentally say crisps because we do sometimes go and like our brains fuzzle a bit when we think about it.
But crisps are like potato chips, aren't they?
Yeah, but you call them chips, right? So like it makes it all get a bit like when you start thinking in your brain about it. Sometimes I do accidentally say the wrong one because my brain sort of goes, "Wait, is it?"
Well, actually, for you, I would have went the other way around. So if you were the one being asked the questions, I would have said, in Britain, you say chips. What do Americans call them? So,
I hope there's harder ones on there because that was easy.
There are.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, I think most of them you will probably know, but I'm counting on stumping the Americans. Okay.
You know what? I'm going to choose the SU topic one just to show people that I don't have an edge in this.
Okay. I only have 6 of those so far. So pick a number
5.
1 through 6. 5. Who was the first celebrity guest star on Simply Unprofessional?
Oh shit! I don't remember.
Celebrity.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess JJ Sherwood.
That is correct.
Yeah.
You've had actual celebrity guests.
Yeah, we had a couple.
Who?
I just said one, JJ Sherwood.
Yeah,
she's
who else?
an author. I don't remember off the top of my head.
How did you get her to join?
We met her in person a couple times too.
Yeah, we met her at Gen Con one year.
Right.
She actually donated a couple books to give away.
For one of the
books for one of the streams.
Charity streams. She donated her books.
Yeah, I don't know. I reached out to her, I believe, on social media, and I actually won a signed copy of one of her books. And yeah, we still talk.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're friends. We're friends on Facebook. We talk about D&D sometimes.
Wow. Who else did you get on it?
I don't remember. We had I don't want to say the president, but the person who runs one of the charities that we were raising money for one year was on.
Yeah.
He was the only one who actually wanted me to go back and edit something out. Because otherwise I don't edit SU unless a guest specifically asks.
What did he say on it?
That he wanted edited out.
Yeah.
Some sort of financial number. Some financial number he didn't want publicly known.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know who else we had on SU as far as celebrities.
I mean, how many subscribers or followers does this person need to have to be a celebrity? Because
technically B's a celebrity.
That's why I said first.
If you get recognized in what even counts you as a celebrity, statistically speaking? Like, what makes you a celebrity? If people can recognize you in the street or what?
Yeah, why not?
Because someone messaged me the other day and was like, I could have sworn I saw you at X place at X time in this city. And I was like...
That reminds me.
Yeah, that was actually me.
Remind me after we get through the schedule to tell you what happened to me on Monday when I went in for my assessment at the mental health place.
They didn't... I'm hoping they didn't say to you, oh my gosh, you're Webby B. Blaze's friend.
No.
That would be really weird.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That would.
So that's the SU, and then obviously, if you get the question right, you won't have to eat the hot sauce. If you get the question wrong, you're gonna have to eat the hot sauce.
Webby's gonna be eating a lot of hot sauce.
I think we should change this around a little bit. Maybe. Rob, me and you will have to talk more, but I think so. Say you gave B a question, right? And if she had gotten it wrong, she'd have to eat the hot sauce, right?
Yeah.
If she answers it right, you usually just move on to the next person.
Right.
I think
I know where this is going.
I think that if B answers it right, she should be able to pick somebody else to eat the hot sauce. And they have to.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but then they can just turn around and screw you right back.
Yeah, if they get it right.
I like it.
I do too. It's something to consider.
I would say that at least the majority of other participants would have to agree, but sure.
Let's see. Tamara might be on it. Kat will agree to it, I know. And that's
because
3.
Kat likes fun, right?
And that's
John,
3 out of 5.
Is John doing it?
Yes.
Yeah.
He won't agree because John hates fun, but Kat likes fun, so she'll agree.
Yeah, if we can get Kat to agree, that's 3 out of 5. So that's majority rules.
I found out who it was. That was from I'm going to put that as one of the questions. Thank you.
What, another celebrity?
No, what charity was on?
Oh, yeah, dude, I don't remember that charity's name. I'd have to go back and look. So yeah, hopefully you're back for that one. And then,
Anxiety gaming.
oh, yeah, anxiety gaming. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait, do you need to know the person's name though, or just anxiety gaming? Because they're not called that anymore, so we'll have to actually really do our research to remember that.
I know who the person's name is, so.
Okay, well, the rest of us don't.
Yeah.
We'll have to do some research.
And then from 1 to 3, we're going to be playing Gang Beasts. That's going to be B, John, Iris, myself, Fox, Tamara, Cat, and possibly Rob if he's back. I'm hoping you're back by then.
If he's not, I'm gonna drive to Connecticut myself and hit him.
Well, all right then. From 3 to 5 is Phasmophobia. I'm guessing we're going to have teams doing this again on separate streams, but it's going to be James, Tamara, Kat, Sabrina, Rob, myself, B, and Iris.
I want to be on your team.
Agreed. 5 to 6 is Golf with Your Friends, which is going to be Iris, John, Fox, Kat, myself, and B.
You're gonna hear a lot of myself and bees in this.
Do you have Golf with Your Friends installed, hypothetically?
I hypothetically do now.
Okay. And Gang Beasts?
I do that one
Okay.
already because I hypothetically never uninstalled it.
Oh, okay.
Hypothetically.
From 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. is Just Act Natural with John, James, Rob, Cat, possibly Tamara, B, and myself. It's another one you need to hypothetically have installed.
I hypothetically have that installed. It just needs to be updated,
Ah.
hypothetically, because they hypothetically released a hypothetical new update. Hypothetically.
8 to 9, we're going to be playing Overwatch 2 again because Rob's going to end up missing the first block of Overwatch 2, and, you know, Rob's got to get his Overwatch on. That's going to be B, Rob, myself, James, and Phoenix. Then from 9 to 11, we have...
Is it, though?
What?
I was just about to say we should add an asterisk onto that.
Oh, yeah. I got you now. From 9 to 11 is the Minecraft Hunger Games, which is going to be B, John, James, Iris, Fox, myself, Kat, Sabrina.
And Rob.
Rob's not going to play that. He'll end up
I
just
will-
streaming
I will
Overwatch for
watch.
another 3 hours.
Or I will just join you and watch, but I am not playing.
I'm so gonna moan like crazy at you for the entire stream for not participating in it.
And then from 11 till noon, we usually do our closing thoughts and thank everybody for coming out to the stream. Sometimes John gets teary-eyed and cries. Sometimes I do. Who knows?
I won't because I don't cry.
Because you're not a human.
So yeah, so that's our stream schedule for Saturday into Sunday. Now, real quick before we move on to anything else. So Monday, I went to the mental health facility where I've recently been finally getting able to get help for my mental
Is that what you
health.
guys call it instead of
Well-
just like a therapist? Because if you say mental
Well,
health facility, it kind of
it-
sounds like you got institutionalized.
Well, the thing is it is a facility. They do have a portion of it for if you wanted to willingly check yourself in and stay for a few days. There are some therapists there. There are clinicians there. And there are people who assess, make assessments of you. And it's kind of like a transitional place. So what it is I needed mental health help. And they see me for about 30 days or so. I get hooked up with, a therapist, a clinician in case I need medicine. And then towards the end of the stay, I get an assessment done. And then they place me with a therapist and a clinician and a team that I'm going to be seeing moving forward. And they're going to be my mental health team, so to speak.
right.
So it is kind of a facility. But yeah, so I got there early the other morning, and I was waiting to get my assessment. And I have a Simply Unprofessional hat. I wear it all the time. And I don't wear it just to self-promote. It's just the newest, nicest hat I have. And
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the waiting room filling out my little checkbox slip of paper that I have to do every single time I go there. And I hear this girl, she's probably, I don't know, mid to late teens, and she elbows her dad sitting next to her and says, "Hey, ask about his hat." And I'm just checking off my boxes on my sheet, right? And the father kind of reaches over and he like taps the chair. He says, "Excuse me, my daughter wanted to say, she likes your hat." And I look at them. I was like, "Okay, yeah, that's neat." And she's like, "Do you know them?" I was like, "I am them." It was just a very surreal moment. That's only ever happened to me one other time. And then we had a small conversation. At first, she didn't believe who I was. So
She's heard your podcast?
yeah, she listens.
Wow.
The only other time that's happened is a gas station attendant when I worked when I first started Simply Unprofessional. Listened to it.
Hello, girl from mental health facility.
Haley from Manchester. Hello.
Hello. I
So-
like your name.
So yeah, that was my little side tangent. We were
Thank
talking
you
about
for-
being seen or recognized on the street, and it was just strange that somebody pointed
Yeah.
out my hat. So
I mean, I love that. Thank you for listening to this stone cold pack of weirdos.
agreed. Okay, well we're done with the schedule. I guess let's air all your grievances with Distractions Media now. Pull out those lists.
Do you have time? Because it's gonna take a real long.
I mean,
It's gonna take a long while.
We need like another 20 minutes filled in. So
Right. Okay.
I guess
who
we
should
can get through the
start with?
first two.
Right. I mean, we could start with. Should we start with Rob, John? Who should we start with?
John Rob?
John Rob. I haven't spoken to him in a while. I don't know. We could start with if we start with perhaps Rob. He's too gay, and I can smell it sometimes. It's not very nice. What else?
All the way from England, you can, huh?
Yeah, that's how pungent. What else is there? Yeah, that thing that he does, that's annoying too. I'm sure you agree. Yeah, that's it really.
Wow.
I was shocked earlier. We were in a call, and it was brought to my attention that Rob likes
Oh,
shirtless men. I was shocked. I did not know this about Rob.
Right. Who was present? Who else had this? Who do you have proof of this happening?
Apple was there.
Right.
And
Okay.
Lex and Ryan were there.
Right. Okay. Where did
Donnie.
this take?
I don't know if Donnie was listening.
Where was this taking place?
It just in a Discord call.
In like a normal group call or in a server?
In a server.
Donnie's in a D&D server?
Yeah.
Does he do D&D?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. What's the name of the D&D group?
B, I'm gonna have to run a D&D game for you.
What's the name of the D&D group?
I can't say.
You're not allowed to say the name of it?
No.
Okay, I'll write unnamed D&D group. Sorry, I'm just writing on my list of grievances.
Oh, okay.
Unnamed.
Another
D&D
thing that
group.
Webby has not invited me to.
Yeah,
Unnamed
I'm
D&D
writing.
group.
I'm gonna rip off this piece of paper right here, this box, because I've run out of notepad space, and I'm gonna continue my list of grievances here.
He's right though. I mean, the game itself is called To Be Named because no one has named it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's been that for years.
How do you spell grievances? GR. Is it IE or EI?
I before E, except after C.
That's not true, though. It doesn't actually work. So, okay, it's GRI. Sorry, everybody listening to the podcast who can't see. I am currently writing my grievances. List
But
of
wait.
grievances.
Doesn't this
Webby.
kind of get canceled out because I just said that I should run a D&D game for you because I feel bad that the only DM that you've had is John so far?
No, well, Paul John for a start, but no, it doesn't help because even if you run a D&D game for me, you're still going to DM me about your experiences having conversations I'm not included in and make me feel like an outsider, regardless.
But if
So,
I start
let me
a
add that to the
D&D, if I
grievances.
start a D&D game for you, we'll have our own Discord server for that game.
So what you're saying is then if we run that D&D game, I can then message all the people who aren't in it and be like, by the way, I just spent an hour in a call with Webby and you went there, lol.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let me write that on the list of things that make you a bad person from wanting to disinclude more people.
What?
Okay, Webby doesn't
Man, I'm just
involve
digging
me.
myself a hole.
Webby is it disincludes or unincludes? Disincludes his friends.
All right, all the
looking
fans out there, I've been saying it for years, but now I have, somebody supporting this. I am a terrible person.
Rob is friends with Webby.
And Rob is a terrible person via association.
And therefore, on the list. Yep. To be fair, though, Rob also participates in these calls that I'm not present in and then tells me about them after sometimes. Right, that's it. Going on the list. Rob.
I like how your grievance is really one thing, but it's everything underneath the umbrella of that one thing.
Hang on a minute. This one's important. Rob has too many friends. Okay, written that down too. What else can be a grievance? Well, listen, you said you needed 20 minutes filled. I'm doing it. I'm filling 20 minutes.
Now, what happened to your suggestion of happy memories of Distractions Media?
Right, good point. Let me write this on the grievances. I am too negative. Okay. That is a grievance. All right. Oh, I've got a grievance for John. John. Let me just write it. 'Cause I can't. I'll speak it too fast and I can't write it fast enough. John introduced me to Webby and Rob.
Jeez.
And Rob. Yes,
Rob, do you have a
grievance.
happy memory of Distractions Media?
Yes.
Did it happen in a private Discord that no one else except for your D&D group is in?
No.
Then you may tell us.
Most of my D&D group is not in Distractions.
Oh, I see. Hit Distractions Media. Hit Distractions.
Oh boy.
My favorite memory is of paying my way into Distractions. John can be bought, everyone, just so you know.
Yeah.
Wait, how did you buy him? How did you buy your?
At
way
least
to
I didn't have to
Distractions
buy my way in. He did. He literally paid to be
Yeah.
our friend. Quite
Mhm.
literally.
Yep.
At least I didn't have to do that.
At the first
To
Christmas
join-
stream, the very first one, I was not part of Distractions. I was just a viewer. And I donated enough to be on Fate of Heroes.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I interacted with any of you. And then after that point, I did the voiceover thing for when Colin didn't give all the episodes back, and they had to do the. So then I sent an audition for that, and Austin liked it. So then I did the narration part, and then I kind of just became a member. And then John invited me back to be on Fate of Heroes permanently.
And then you joined the Distractions D&D group?
Mm-hmm.
I vaguely remember this. Man, that was a while ago, huh?
Yep. Years and years.
What did that money go towards?
The list. Webby and Rob.
I don't know. Whatever we were collecting for the first year, it was probably Extra Life. Still,
Yeah,
I'm
I think
assuming.
it was back then. Right, grievance number 80,000. Webby and Rob are old. Since you said that it was years and years ago.
Oh! I got one for you. We're Americans.
Yeah, we're dumb
Yeah,
Americans.
Good call. Dumb Americans.
Do you think we
everywhere.
could donate our way out of Distractions Media? You donated your way in.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, you did all vote for me to be like the second in command or whatever, so you could continue donating me more grievances, and you will find your way out if you
Wow.
like.
Wow. I'd like to think that I'm grandfathered in at this point. I have
Grievance
tenure.
number
Isn't that a thing?
87,001. Webby believes he's immovable.
Well, I'm okay. Wait, Webby believes what?
He's immovable.
Well, I mean, I am immovable, but
Grievance number 87,002. Webby doubts my power again.
I will say, not to toot my own horn because I never do. I do feel like
hang
I'm.
on, that's too fast for me to write this grievance down about you
Oh.
tooting your own horn.
Okay.
Hang on, Webby toots his own horn. Okay, continue.
I do feel like I'm irreplaceable.
Ah, I see. Now that is a very good point, well made. Let me write this down. Webby is delusional. Webby
Jeez.
is deluded. Yeah, okay. Alright, I've got it all. Is there any other dumb American things you guys want to say that I can write down on my list?
I will say that you have reversed about a month's worth of therapy for me in the course of 10 minutes.
Right, okay,
By
let me
taking
write this
all of
down.
the positive affirmations that I'm supposed to stand up for now and just crashing them into the dirt.
Okay, let me write this down. Webby blames me for his problems. I guarantee there's going to be at least one person that listens to this that thinks anything that I've said is serious. There'll be at least one person who sat there like, wow, this person's a bitch. Why did you invite her on the podcast? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, literally just like inviting me into anything is like a form of self-harm, really. Because I just come in and just tell everybody how much of a moron they are, really. That's
B
kind of
keeps
what
us
I do.
grounded, everybody. See?
Yeah, by reminding them that they are replaceable and not that exciting. I basically come into everything I do with the motto of making sure everybody feels insignificant. Yeah. And that is my role in Distractions Media, in case anybody needs to know. John makes everybody think that he's been listening to them and that their opinions matter. So people usually go to him when there's a problem, and he's like, "Oh, I understand. Like, you're valid in your feelings. I'll talk to the other person about it." When I get it, I'm like, "Okay, so you're a big crybaby, is what you're saying." Right. So
B, I have a question.
yes,
That stuffed panda behind you,
yes,
what's its name?
you know its name.
Yeah, but the listeners don't.
It's called Webster.
Oh, see? Enough said.
What do you mean enough said?
I'm irreplaceable.
It's a stuffed panda. My cat sleeps on it.
Yeah,
There's nothing.
it has my last name.
That was unintentional. It was meant to be
Uh-huh.
an extension of Webby.
Hmm.
It wasn't intended to be used their surname. Don't turn me into a good person. Hang on, I'm trying to be me. Do you know, I'm one of those people as well. I am so like self-destructive that I go anywhere I go, I make mean jokes at the expense of others to try to be funny, and then immediately after think, what if they actually think I was serious and actually do think I'm a bitch? And then I spend 3 days thinking I'm a really bad person.
I mean, I'm going to leave this podcast in tears.
Why?
That's all I'm saying. Because I'm replaceable.
Oh, I thought you meant because I'm a bad person.
You've crushed my dreams, my hopes.
Okay.
You've
Webby
reinforced my fears.
complains too much. Okay, I'm writing this down.
So Rob, that's a pause. That's a good memory you had, was the fact that you had to pay your way into Distractions Media.
Oh, good memory. I mean, the paying no, but actually being like, you guys being like, hey, why don't you join us? You could join this game and blah blah. And I was like, yes.
Don't be grateful for me. I
People
wasn't
like me.
here then. If I was here, I'd have voted no. So,
Well,
like, Rob, that's an old person name. Nope.
fine.
In complete seriousness, I think I've had so many good memories like my favorite memories, I think, are all really stupid things. Like one time I aimed at John's head in PUBG when I'd first started playing it with them. I had only literally been there. This was the second stream I'd done with him ever. And I aimed at his head through a window, and I thought, I wonder if it's one of those games where you can't shoot through glass. So I shot the window, and obviously it shattered the glass and immediately headshot him and killed him instantly. And that he didn't know me well enough yet to do his usual like every time thing that he does. So he just sort of was like, "It's okay, it's fine, it's fine." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," you're like panicking. Meanwhile, in my head, I was thinking, you know, that. Sorry, go on.
I think a lot of our good memories are going to involve messing
Killing
with John somehow.
Yeah. One of my favorites is when we were all in GTA. Webby was there. I don't know if Rob was in this one. I know Devin was, and Tamira was, and me and Tamira were getting into John's helicopter. I know we were getting out to fly off. Do you remember? And instead of pressing the gain altitude button, to fly off, he pressed the button to shoot. And immediately shot me and Tamira, who were stood either side of it, both in the head and killed us both instantly.
Yep.
Instead of taking off. In a place where you don't respawn, you have to climb back up to get there. So, and I just remember us all just completely dying of laughter because it was just such a sudden, like, you know, snap moment kind of thing, and we just didn't expect it to happen. I think most of the best memories are things like that, where like snap moments. But if I had to like pick a specific type of memory, because again, there's too many to be able to like directly pick one, I would say that for the last 5 years of my life, any of the like major negative life events, because we all have positive life events, right? We all have negative ones too. Any of my like majorly negative life events that have happened, the only thing that has usually got me through those is this group of people. Because every single time that those negative things happen, it's usually relating to outside like influences that are not in DM, and it's usually DM members who are the ones that like I guess sort of rally around and help you pick up the pieces. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So every single time something bad happened in my life, I always remember all of like the DM people being like, "Well, we're kind of like a family, so we'll pick each other up," you know.
Yeah.
Apart from me, I just shit on you all. But other than that, like people I think those are like the nicest memories. Is like everybody like sort of rallying around to support each other. And I think that even though it's not necessarily an individual memory, I think I would say the best thing about DM would be the friendships that have been gained as a result of the group. You know, like sorry?
I said, oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, because there's people in here, and I said this is a common thing. Anybody who listens to this, I'm assuming, spends a lot of time on the internet and around games and stuff as well, so they'll agree because it's a common thing with like video games and internet and stuff like that. Often you meet people that you would probably never have been interested in meeting outside of these things. Like if you met in person, if you were put in a room together, you probably wouldn't gravitate towards those people because we're all very different people in real life in the terms of like different nationalities or cultures or different interests. But then we all have this like one common interest that sort of just pulls us all together, if that makes sense. And I think it's a good like almost like a metaphor for society that if people made a little bit more effort to sort of pull the exterior that people have away and see what everybody's like underneath that, we'd probably realize that most humans, we are more similar than we think. And I think people often go for that instant sort of like, I hate this type of person or I hate this type of person, and forget that every person is not just one thing. We're all like a 1,000 different things all rolled into one, you know? Onions with layers.
We have layers, yeah. We're like
Yeah.
Shrek.
Exactly. And I think that groups like this really let you see that and bring people together who like without that you never would. I mean, without the internet, without this group, we literally never would. Half of us live like thousands of miles apart. There's no way we would ever even know each other existed had we not had this. And yet somehow those people who without the internet I would never know exist are some of the people I physically cannot live without having them in my life. Like losing them from my life would be catastrophic. And so it's crazy, isn't it, to think that? It's crazy to think that somebody who you would never have met without the internet, and they live thousands and thousands of miles away from you, are some of the most important people in your life. I don't know, I just think that's like really cool. It's mind-blowing when you put it into words, but it's really, really cool. So, other than like probably John, I'm really grateful to everybody here. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. But no, in all seriousness, yeah, I think the best memories come from the fact that we have all just ended up becoming so close, and it's like having like a little family. And whenever we have like little spats, it's just like when you spat with your sister, you know. It's like nobody, you don't stop loving them, you just think they're a bit of a prick for a while, you know.
That's fair.
And I think that's what it's like. I really and so yeah, I like those type of things. My favorite memories are when I get invited to SU episodes. It doesn't happen very often. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Go on, Webby. What's your favorite memory?
Everything you just said.
You can't just take.
Why not?
Let me write this down. Webby steals my ideas.
I will say, like I had mentioned earlier, like we probably all have a positive memory of messing with John somehow. Going back to PUBG, one thing that I always loved
PUBG
doing.
One, I see. Once again, stealing my ideas.
Listen,
right
this
there.
is different. I would be across the map somewhere, but I'd have John in sight, and I would shoot near him with a sniper rifle. And then over Discord, he'd be like, "Oh, I'm being shot at. I'm being shot at. I don't know where it's coming from." And he'd start freaking out, and I would just start laughing. And he's like, "Oh, that was Webby."
The amount of times that I have done this or watched one of you do it, I love watching those clips that we have that people get, where you literally see one of us on our end, like on our screens, you know, like streaming it or being spectated by somebody, aim towards him and fire, and then go, "Where'd that come from?"
Yeah.
And pretend like you have, and then he goes, "Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that?" And I'm like, "No, hear what?" It's like, "A grenade! Did you throw it?" No, it wasn't me. Even though literally 5 seconds before that, it was you throwing it at him.
Yeah.
And pretending like you didn't know where it came from.
That
is one of my favorites.
Yeah, one of mine is when it was me, you, and Tamara playing, and you were driving around all crazy on the motorcycle, and then you crashed into that house and trapped the two of you in the doorway, and you couldn't get through the door because the motorcycle was in the way.
Yeah,
I tried like blowing out of the way with grenades, and you guys were just stuck there, and I had to leave you to die.
Oh man!
Oh my god! We've had some really good times.
I will say something that has been more recent, and it was. I mean, I'll say it's a positive thing. It was very kind. In one of our DM Discords, we have a mental health channel where people can just go and vent or talk about things, and other people can just offer advice or offer an ear to listen. And I usually try my best to check that channel regularly and reply to people. And it made me feel good thinking that I was helping at least brighten some of these listeners' days and some of the Discord members that, are part of the Discord. And then they started turning on me and talking about how they were going to try to put together a Webby Appreciation Day. And then Cheeky got in and said she was all behind it, and I kept saying don't do it, and they never did it, so that's good. They listened to me.
They didn't. Webby Appreciation Day never happened?
No. And I don't think it should.
Good to know.
I don't think it should. But it makes me feel good to know that, even though I'm not a therapist, my advice, helped somebody that day that, they were having a bad day or whatever. And because we all struggle. And, it makes me happy thinking that I can bring a smile to other people. So.
Yourself and Rob, you both do this. You both underestimate yourselves so much. That's my biggest grievance with you. You massively underestimate yourselves, like you just did right then.
What do you
because when something happens to me that's negative, out of everybody in my life, the two people that I can guarantee if I spend time with, I'm going to feel better is 100% you two. either one of you or both at the same time. But yet you still don't actually see the like level of positivity and power that you might hold over your friends with like the way that you make things feel lighter or less difficult, or you make them laugh or spend time with them or whatever it is. But yet I feel that both of you, even if I don't know everything that's ever happened to both of you, I feel like it's something you can tell. Both of you take any of your negative experience that have come to you, usually joke about them, I've noticed. And instead of, I guess, dwelling on those negative things forever, you sort of turn the pain that you experience into a way to help other people experiencing similar pains or just pains that they're going through. And yet still you don't believe you are entitled to like success or entitled to be appreciated or people to spend time appreciating you because, and this is true, you believe that these are just things that humans should do, which in turn makes you good people, but you think that you're not good people because you think everyone should just do that by default. But here's the thing. Not everybody does do that by default. In fact, many, many people don't. So it does make you good people. It makes you very kind people. It makes you people want to be around. And so, like when I was joking earlier on about being like uninvolved in things and saying it's a grievance, it's not really a grievance. It's actually a fact that everybody just loves spending time with you and they just want to be around you all the time because you guys just genuinely make people feel better. And I think that's another reason why you both work so well as roommates, because again, you'll make each other feel better, but also you're very similar types of people in that you're just really good at making other people feel good. So if you, for a moment, believe that you don't deserve people to spend even a few hours out of the day appreciating you, then you are definitely massively mistaken. Because if anything, you deserve a whole year of celebrations for all of the things that you do for other people and how happy you make other people feel. Because there are times, 100%, where I know for a fact I would have had my whole week derailed by my mental health, but having spent like a Wednesday stream with Rob or chatted with you in a call or whatever it might be, has then dragged me out of that and forced me into this like, I guess, way of feeling like there's people that care. There's people that care about me. There's people that will listen to me, that want to spend time with me. So I have a reason to get up. I have a reason to keep moving. And those listeners will feel that too when you actually make an effort to reply to them, because you'll be surprised how many people don't do that. I know you might feel that you should just do that because that's what humans should do, but most people don't. So you have very good people. You just, I guess you don't see it in the same way people do, which to be fair is like quite normal. You know, it's quite normal to not see it in the same way other people might see it. But that's my biggest grievance with you both. You do not have enough appreciation for yourselves.
Yeah, Rob, have more appreciation for yourself.
Rob's like, I fell asleep a while
Rob's
ago.
in his room crying right now because of you. Thanks.
Are you joking?
I don't know. He's probably crying. That's
I
why he's so
hope you're
quiet
joking.
right now.
I'll
I'm
feel
around,
really
I'm
bad.
around the corner. He can't. He doesn't.
I was
know.
like, oh no.
Tell me I'm wrong, Rob. Tell me I'm wrong, Rob.
You're wrong.
You're lying.
Anyway,
You're
back
crying.
to hitting you guys.
You want to? I mean, we have proof. V has seen proof of you crying.
I admit
True.
that I cry.
No, I mean recently.
Shut up.
I don't cry, but I think it's because I cried so much like a year ago that now I just don't cry anymore. My body's like, got nothing left, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing in there. When I first started hormones, I was like so emotional all the time. I cry at everything. I once saw one of those adverts and it was like you know, the ones where it says that like people in X country don't have enough water, and I was watching it and I was like, they don't have enough water, it's not fair. You know, just like crying every time those adverts came on. So yeah, I don't think I have any tears left. But
You say that they'll come back.
oh
You know.
god. Yeah, when one of you two piss me off again.
Again?
Yeah,
We've pissed you off before?
yeah.
Well, I
By not
guess
appreciating yourselves enough. Did you not listen to the whole speech that I just gave?
I was listening to Rob sob from the other room.
Sure you were. See, everybody, this is why I should be on Simply Unprofessional every week. I make people cry. Whether it's in a positive way or a negative, I always achieve it. Give me a call if you need someone to cry. And if all else fails, I'll just bully them or punch them in the head.
That one's aimed at you, John.
Poor John's gonna listen to this. I really do like John. Just by the way, anybody that doesn't know anybody, because I don't come on here very often.
All of us like John in small doses.
Yeah.
I like giving John shit.
Yeah, I like spelling his name wrong and calling him Rob.
And then calling Rob John.
God.
Yeah.
That's going in my grievance book.
Listen, you don't get a grievance book, okay?
Okay.
No, you don't get one, unfortunately. Actually, wait, no, you're a minority. You could have a grievance book. Only minorities can have grievance books. So if you're gay, so you can have one.
Cool.
Yeah, you're allowed one.
Wait,
Webby's
so
not.
I don't get one?
No, sorry. People who are born with privilege don't get grievance books.
Being called John.
I can literally see Rob in my head right now, just sat there writing this down. It's like, right, I've got my pen, I've got a bit of paper, no one will ever see, but it doesn't matter.
Grievance number 2. Too many guys are straight.
Now, you see, the thing is, right, I agree with that, but on the opposite end. Too many guys are gay. We have the wrong groups of friends, Rob. So we need to swap, because all mine are gay and all yours are straight.
Yeah.
This is the problem, because I always fall for my gay friends, and then you fall for your straight friends. So you need to fall for my gay friends, and I need to fall for your straight friends.
Right.
We can work together. We'll make a plan. The problem is that most of mine are probably slightly psychotic.
I mean, they're gay, so that's just
Yeah.
standard.
Psychotic, bad drivers. But, you know, it's just part and parcel, really, isn't it, being gay, I think.
I don't know. Rob's not psychotic. He's just blind and deaf.
I see you didn't defend his driving there. He's like, Rob's not psychotic. He's driving? Ugh.
Well, to be fair, anytime we do go somewhere, I usually drive.
But is that because Rob just doesn't like driving? Or because you prefer?
No, I do. He drove down to Indianapolis when we went to Gen Con, which was fine. And he drove fine. I don't really remember it except for the fact that we went insane because of sleep deprivation.
When was the last time you went to Gen Con?
It's been a couple years now.
How come?
I don't know. Just having to drive down there, I guess.
No, I was going to say maybe you should go again, but if you don't like driving down there, then that'll cause a problem, won't it?
Yeah, it almost took us what, 26 hours last time?
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to.
Why did you drive?
No, it wasn't supposed to take
be that long.
We got stuck in traffic and detours, and Pennsylvania sucks.
How long was it meant to take?
I don't know, like 11 or something.
What if I come to
13,
visit and I'll be your driving buddy down to Gen Con? I'll come with you. Will that help?
Sure.
I can sing you show tunes. I can show you my grievance list.
We just won't go through Pennsylvania.
Can you go a different way?
Yeah, we can go up through New York.
America. Of course you can. You could get a boat if you wanted and go around in the water.
Well,
you have to go all the way around South America and stuff too, but you'll get there.
But yeah, Rob wouldn't let me drive on the way down there. He had a thing with people driving his car. And then on the way back, he was falling asleep to the point where I forced him to pull over into a rest area, and I told him I'd drive the rest of the way. And
you don't like people driving your car, Rob?
I used to. I don't anymore. That's one of the reasons why I said I want a boyfriend so that he can drive me.
I don't like people driving my car still. I don't let anyone drive my car, so...
Yeah, and then, after that, after I pretty much drove home from New York with Rob, I mean, when he moved up here, I drove down to Connecticut, picked him up, and drove back. And then he's just pretty much, ever since he got his new car, I've just been the driver. So
of his car?
Yeah.
You guys are funny. Strange and funny. I like you.
Matilda, why are you crying?
I'll keep you guys.
Well, that's
Matilda
nice.
wants to be on the podcast.
She's always on the. She was on the podcast a lot more before Rob even moved up here.
Can I actually question for the podcast for you? Well, for you. How do you get feedback from listeners in your podcast?
They'll reach out to our social medias that we give usually at the end. I do have a Simply Unprofessional Facebook page that some people leave comments on. That
Yeah, you can
the
also
episodes
comment
get
directly
published
on
out.
Podbean, but no one's done that in a while.
Yeah.
Right.
And then other people usually reach out to me on Discord or directly to my Facebook.
Okay. Because I was just thinking that we should probably get people to submit. Everybody should just inundate Webby with requests for me to be here more. Because I think that this blatant witch hunt that I've been experiencing is unacceptable. So thought I'd throw that out there.
Witch hunt, huh?
Yeah, I feel witch hunted. I think it's because I'm a woman and you're all misogynists.
Well.
Well, that's out there now. Whoopsies.
Oh, look at that! It's been a little over an hour.
Would you look at that? It's time. You know what? If someone says to me, "B, we need to fill some time," I'm great at that. I'm great at filling some time.
Yeah, I mean, you filled in the half hour for us, so I mean, I guess that's all we have to talk about. Unless
You're
there's anything
welcome.
else that you guys want to talk about, as far as
we'd like people to
positive
send
memories.
us questions so that we can give terrible advice that you shouldn't take.
Oh my god, I'm great at giving advice. Invite me.
Man, we've only ever gotten like 3 emails with questions for advice.
I could get some for you guys if you want.
We'd love it.
Yep,
I'm on it.
We'll literally
Yeah.
we will take it seriously.
There's even a thing in the Discord about asking questions of SU, and no one ever uses it.
Yep. So I'd love to have like a little advice section of SU where we can read out a question that was submitted and give our honest opinion on answering it.
I am literally doing this for you right now.
Oh
Oh
boy.
boy.
You said it boy at the exact same time.
But yeah, in any case, I mean, if we don't have anything else we'd like to talk about, we can end the episode here. It's just over an hour.
I have more grievances. No, I'm just kidding.
How many more grievance? You know what? I have a grievance.
Okay, take a number and get in line, and you can tell me about it later.
I choose number 69.
Well, you're gonna be waiting a while.
No, 69 always moves up to the front of the line.
I've still got negative 69, negative 78, negative 77, and all these other people that are in there somewhere. So
I'll just
Sorry.
beat up everybody else in the line.
okay, so you're a psychotic, crazy person. Good to know.
For the listeners out there, I am not a violent person.
He's not a violent man. He just broke a baseball bat. It just happened.
Listen,
But he's not a violent man. Guys, he's
not
a
my
violent
proudest moment. And Rob, I apologize again for that.
There were a lot of splinters, just saying.
man. In his hand.
No, all over the floor I cleaned up.
You cleaned them up instead of him?
I stormed out of
Webby,
the
we need
house.
to talk.
I told him not to when I came back in the house.
I did it because I didn't want because the dog lays over there and I didn't want her getting splinters in her paws. So I was like, I'm just gonna clean this up.
Fair enough. Webby,
Listen,
we're gonna have a chat.
I felt terrible enough, okay? I still do. Anyway, we're ending the episode.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have a science corner with Rob?
Yes.
Oh, you do. You actually have one.
I usually have one.
You didn't when I joined last
B,
time.
are you ready to fill in
don't
for
like me.
Devin?
Well, that's because I had
Life
to fill
advice?
in at like.
You want me to give life advice?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Devin
that's
usually
what-
gives
that's
some
what
sort
Devin
of
usually does.
like fortune cookie, 1-sentence life advice sort of thing, but we do it after a science corner. So Rob
Okay.
first.
Okay. I don't know if you have heard, but the world's largest active volcano, Mauna Loa, has erupted for the first time in 40 years.
Where's that at? Hawaii?
It is in Hawaii, yes.
Look at that.
So it's been a couple years since we've had a volcano eruption anywhere, but this one it's been active but hasn't erupted for 40 years. So, yep.
Can I give 2 pieces of life advice?
You sure can be.
Life advice number 1. Don't worry, you're still young. You have plenty of time. Unless you're not young, in which case you're fucked. Secondly, if your phone's hard to read, put it in a glass of water, and then it will magnify. If you look at it through a clear glass. Because the water makes it look bigger.
I feel like some listeners out there might be having to buy a new phone.
Okay, fine. If that one's not good, I have another one. Fine. If you need to go number 2 in a public bathroom, cover up the sounds of your poop by shrieking loudly at the top of your lungs every time it comes out.
That's actually
and then no one hears you poop.
I will say that that's actually good life advice for me. Whenever we have company over at the house, like I've gotten less shy with Rob being my roommate, obviously, but when we have company over and I have to use the restroom, I'm always so scared that they're going to hear me.
Okay, I put toilet paper down first, and then I put the tap on, like the faucet on. But Americans always tell me when they visit me that in the UK we put lots less water in our toilets than you do, so it probably doesn't require much effort to keep it quiet by putting a bed of toilet paper down there since the water's not as high up. But Webby, we all poop.
I know. I'm aware of that.
I know, because I do too. I put the tap on and stuff and hope that no one hears. And my mum goes, I know why the tap's on. Listen, if you would like, because I don't know how long it'll be till I'm invited again, I will give one more piece of advice that I think is very, very useful to Americans specifically. Okay. And this one is really important. So guys, write this down, all of you, except you two, because you don't have kids. But everybody else, write this down. Don't vaccinate your children, because when they don't live long and die, you don't have to pay for college.
Well, okay. So before we go and do our sign-offs, B, I have a question for you. Rob, you don't answer this.
Okay.
So B.
Yep.
You're driving down the road.
Oh, wait, you're going to have to edit out my swear.
Why?
No, I'm just kidding. No one's going to listen to it. For my community, I mean. And I didn't mean no one listens to the podcast. I meant no one that I know is going to listen to it.
No one listens to this podcast, too. It's fine.
Well, they must do. You had celebrities on it.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, you're driving down the road.
Yep.
Okay. And a young boy and an old man walk out into the middle of the road. What do you hit?
So I have to hit one of them.
I'm just asking what you're hitting.
But do I have to hit one of them?
Again, I'm just asking what you're hitting.
Well, the brake.
Okay.
Would be good.
Yeah.
But do I have to hit one of the bodies?
No, the answer is the brake.
That's what I said.
A lot of people.
God, darn it.
A lot of people sit there and they contemplate, and then they're like, "Well, the old man, because he's lived a full life." And the young boy hasn't.
That's not what I was going to say. If the brake didn't count, I was going to say I'm going to hit the young boy because old people make me feel bad. Like, there's something about their faces. I just feel, when I see like a lonely old person, I'm like, oh, look at that lonely old man. Like, I've had lunch with someone before that I've never met in a cafe once because I saw him sat there and he just looked so lonely and I was like, hi, and he couldn't even hear me. But I sat next to him because I just felt so bad for him and I have no idea who he was. He's probably dead now, but...
I got hit by an old man in a car one time and he never even stopped. So
you got hit by an old man.
Yeah, like I got hit. I rolled up onto the hood of his car and then off and hit the pavement. And he just continued driving. No, he didn't stop at all. I don't even think he knew he hit something.
Did you call like the police?
No, I didn't call the police. I got up and I wiped myself off and I got in my car and I drove home.
What the hell is wrong with you?
He had like crazy ass Mr. Magoo glasses that were like 8 inches thick.
Oh, that's so funny. I enjoy that. I'm really sorry to laugh at your expense. But I do really enjoy.
She really did get a chuckle out of me getting hit by a car.
I could just because I can visualize you really good with the bonnet, the hood,
Oy, oy, oy.
and now you take it out on all old men.
So, where can people find you on the internet, Rob?
You can find me on Twitter at Confessor_X and on Twitch at twitch.tv/ConfessorX. And you can find me on eBay at Hitting Old Men with a Car.
Oh man, this is the first time you've been on eBay.
I figured since Devin wasn't here, I would do it.
All right. B,
have
where
no
can
idea
people,
what
where can
that one.
listeners go and find you on the internet if they want to support the stuff that you do?
Just type in B players, you'll find it.
You don't want to give out a Twitter or YouTube or your
Type in-
Twitch.
B players, you'll find it.
All right. And as always, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Jax Forest Walker, all one word. On Twitch,
You don't
at
use it.
DM Web. Huh?
You don't use it.
I
Ever.
bet you I posted this year, even within the last few months, even.
Oh, whatever.
Go look.
No, I don't want to.
I'll put money on it. Oh, I saw that middle finger. You guys can follow me on Twitch at DM Webby, and as always on eBay at Looking for Devin. He's lost. Thank you everybody for listening. We love you, and remember, fuck Booster Gold.
Fuck Booster Gold.
Is he hot?
What? No.
No,
Why would I do that
screw
then?
him over.
What?
I wasn't gonna do it to him. I'm not gonna F him if he's not hot.
No. F as in screw that guy. Like he sucks.
Yeah, like screw him. I'm
No,
not gonna
like
screw
he
someone who-
sucks.
I'm not gonna suck a guy that's not
No.
hot.
Listen.
He is a little hot though.
I told you
No,
guys that I should
Rob!
try.
Rob, you're off the show.
Him and the Blue Beetle definitely have something going on.
You're off the show, Rob. Can't believe you.
Well, Rob, it's nice knowing you.